Good Thursday morning, everybody. Welcome to my NFL Week 13 predictions. I'm Mason Spesky, your host, here with you all. And let's get right into it here. It's obviously after Thanksgiving. Like I always say, the NFL season truly starts on Thanksgiving. You might be thinking right now, Mason, the NFL season started in September. You are right. Yes, it did start in September. However, I don't think it truly starts until Thanksgiving. Similar to in baseball, how they always say, the season does not start till after the trade deadline. Feels very similar to that because, the first couple months and the first couple weeks of the season and all that, while they do matter, they don't have as significant as as an outcome as later in the season for sure. Because now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. It's do or die at this point. We only have 6 more weeks of football left: 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Whoever makes the most out of these 6 weeks will be playoff bound. Whoever fails to make the most out of these 6 weeks will be sitting and watching the playoffs at home. So these next 6 weeks are super important, super crucial now that we're after Thanksgiving. So without further ado, here we go. We're going to start off this video like we do every other video, and we are going to do playoff probabilities. So first off, I will read I'm looking up at the computer. First off, I will read a team, their current record, projected record, playoff chances, division chances, conference chances, and Super Bowl chances. Again, this is all calculated by me. This is just my gut feeling. Miami Dolphins, 8-3 at the moment, 13-4 projected record, 97% playoff chance, 93% division chance, 9% conference chance, 4% Super Bowl chance. Buffalo Bills, 6-6, 9-8 at the moment, 34% playoff chance, 5% division chance, 5% conference chance, 3% Super Bowl chance. Jets, 4-7, 6-11 projected, 3% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 1% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. Patriots, 2-9, 3-14 projected record, 1% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 1% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. AFC North, Baltimore Ravens, 9-3 at the moment, 11-6 I project them to go though. Tough schedule coming up. 97% playoff chance, 35% division chance, 20% conference chance, 9% Super Bowl chance. And these are to win each, by the way, not to make it, but to win it. Pittsburgh Steelers, 7-4, 12-5 projected record, 90% playoff chance, 40% division chance, 11% conference chance, 5% Super Bowl chance. Cleveland Browns, 7-4, 12-5 projected, 63% playoff chance, 20% division chance, 2% conference chance, and a 3% Super Bowl chance. Bengals, 5-6. I project them, though, to go 7-10, 27% playoff chance, 5% division chance, 2% conference chance, and a 1% Super Bowl chance. AFC South Division now, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars, 8-3. Project them to go 12-5. 98% playoff chance, 86% division chance, 13% conference chance, and a 6% Super Bowl chance. Colts of Indianapolis are 6-5 at the moment, 9-8 projected record though, 43% playoff chance, 6% division chance, 2% conference chance, and 2% Super Bowl chance. Texans of Houston, 6-5 at the moment. I project them though to go 10-7, 43% playoff chance, 7% division chance, 1% conference chance, and a 2% Super Bowl chance. Titans of Tennessee, 4-7 at the moment. 6-11 projected record, 1% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 1% conference chance, and a 1% Super Bowl chance, so 1% all around. AFC West now, we have Kansas City, 8-3 at the moment, 11-6 projected record, 99% playoff chance, 97% division chance, 28% conference chance, 8% Super Bowl chance. Denver Broncos, 6-5 at the moment, 10-7 projected record, 58% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 2% conference chance, and a 2% Super Bowl chance. Las Vegas Raiders, 5-7 at the moment, 9-8 projected record, 19% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 1% conference chance, and a 1% Super Bowl chance. LA Chargers, 4-7 at the moment, 6-11 projected record, 6% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 1% conference chance, and 1% Super Bowl chance. Now onto the NFC here. Philadelphia Eagles, they're currently 10-1, 13-4 projected record though. 99% playoff, 92% division, 35% conference chance, and a 15% Super Bowl chance. Cowboys, 8-3 at the moment. I project them though to go 10-7. 97% playoff chance, 7% division chance, 13% conference chance, and a 4% Super Bowl chance. Really impressed by them last week against Washington. Giants of New York, 4-8 at the moment, 6-11 projected record, 9% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 1% conference chance, and a 1% Super Bowl chance. Washington Commanders, 4-8 at the moment, 5-12 projected record, 2% playoff chance, 0% division chance. I think they were eliminated from the division this week. So yeah, 1% conference chance and a 1% Super Bowl chance. NFC North. Now we're gonna go down to the Detroit Lions, 8-3 at the moment, 12-5 projected, 99% playoff chance, 88% division chance, 15% conference chance, and a 7% Super Bowl chance. Minnesota Vikings, 6-6 at the moment, 9-8 projected record, 58% playoff chance, 6% division chance, 2% conference chance, and a 2% Super Bowl chance. Green Bay Packers, 5-6 at the moment, 9-8 projected record, 43% playoff chance, 5% division chance, 2% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. And Chicago Bears, 4-8 at the moment, 6-11 projected record, 2% playoff chance, 1% division chance, 1% conference chance, 1% Super Bowl chance. NFC South Division now. We got the Atlanta Falcons leading it at 5-6, surprisingly. 7-10 projected record, 63% playoff chance, 40% division chance, 2% conference chance, and a 2% Super Bowl chance. New Orleans Saints, 5-6 at the moment, 7-10 projected record, 37% playoff chance, 35% division chance, 2% conference chance, and 1% Super Bowl chance. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 4-7, 5-12 projected record, 8% playoff chance, 24% division chance, 1% conference chance, and a 1% Super Bowl chance. Carolina Panthers, they're currently 1-10. I have them finishing 4-13. Hopefully Chris Tabor, the interim coach here, can rattle off some wins for them. 1% chance basically at everything. Playoff, division, conference, and Super Bowl. NFC West now. We got the Niners leading that division 8-3, 13-4 projected record, 98% playoff chance, 94% division chance, 20% conference chance, and a 9% Super Bowl chance. Finally kicking it into full gear here for San Fran. Seattle Seahawks, 6-5 at the moment, 9-8 projected record, 73% playoff chance, 3% division chance, 2% conference chance, and a 2% Super Bowl chance. LA Rams, they're 5-6 at the moment, 8-9 projected record, 45% playoff, 2% division, 1% conference, and 1% Super Bowl. And last but still not least, believe it or not, the Arizona Cardinals, 2-10 at the moment. I project them though to go 3-14, 1% playoff, 1% conference, 1% division, and 1% Super Bowl. Now it's time to move into your favorite part of the show, the main reason for the show. We are now, as the printer turns off, we are now going to do my predictions for each week and fantasy advice. Time for me to grab the iPad and get ready for this to begin. All right, right back at it here. Sorry, just had to get up for a quick minute. So anyway, though, here's how this works. You probably all know the drill by now. I'll go for each game. I will project the winner, and I will then do some fantasy football advice. I know you guys are all getting into the championship season, the nitty-gritty to get into the later. Getting asked about software updates again. I just did one on my phone. Get this. So I have class on Mondays at 9 a.m. That's my first class meeting. And I set my alarm 7 a.m., 2 hours before class to give me time to get there. I didn't wake up Monday morning until 7:41 a.m. because my alarm didn't go off after I did an iPhone update. And don't worry, I made it to school all good. I actually made it to school very early that day because I just woke up, got changed, and went to school. So that day actually worked out better than I expected. Luckily, I made it to school on time. So if you want to do, moral of the story is, if you want to do an iPhone update, don't do it when you have an alarm. Because you might be late to class. Fortunately, I wasn't. Anyway, though, enough is enough with that. I just said that because I got an update on my iPad, update notification on my iPad to set that update up as soon as I logged in to check the scores for you guys. So that's why I was saying that. Anyway, though, let's get right into football. Back to football here. Seattle Seahawks at Dallas Cowboys on this fine Thursday night. Seattle's coming off a Thanksgiving Day loss. Dallas is coming off a Thanksgiving Day win. This will be an interesting game for sure. I think Seattle has Dallas's number. They've won the past couple meetings between them, except for the one playoff meeting a couple years ago after 2018. Seattle does have Dallas's number. Seattle typically plays well against them. I'm going to pick the upset here tonight. Give me Seattle in this one with an upset. 27-21. I have Seattle 50% chance of victory. Dallas 49% chance of victory. Let's get into some must starts for this one. There's not really many of them. A good start I would recommend from the Seattle Seahawks would be wide receiver DK Metcalf. I think they're going to go, he's not going to go off by any means, but he'll be solid. I think they're going to go to Metcalf a lot because I think Lockett, I think it's going to be hard for them to cover Metcalf for sure. I mean, they did cover A.J. Brown pretty well, but I think it'll be harder for them to cover Metcalf. He always gives them issues, it seems like. So, yeah, I think he'll do good. Sits for the Seahawks, I would sit Zach Charbonnet again. He has not been the best this year. Cut him in the league this week, so I would definitely sit Zach Charbonnet. Cowboys now, there's plenty of starts. I would give Dak Prescott a start for sure. He's definitely in the MVP conversation. He's lit it up this year, so Dak's the man. Definitely start Dak. Another start this week. I could see a big week coming out of Tony Pollard. I'm really hoping Tony Pollard has a big week this week and produces a big night for sure. Put Tony Pollard in your lineups. One sit I have for Dallas. I do think Dallas is going to try to go to CeeDee Lamb a lot. However, I don't think CeeDee Lamb's going to put up the 25, 30 points he's normally puts up. So I don't expect like this terrific, humongous day. He'll be consistent. He'll get in the double digits. That is certain. Maybe one touchdown, but I don't think he'll go off like he typically does. So if you have better options, maybe consider them. That's for sure. Again, I would start Metcalf, Prescott, and Pollard. I would not start Charbonnet or Lamb if you have better options. Detroit Lions at New Orleans Saints. I think this is a bounce-back week for Detroit. I think last week was a tough week for them. They're going to be fired up going into this one. I don't think New Orleans looks good. They lost to Atlanta. They definitely need a rebuild, kind of, so I think New Orleans will lose this game. I think Detroit gets the win. They're going to be hungry coming off that loss to Green Bay. Give me Detroit in this one. Final score, Detroit Lions. Let me find it. 31, New Orleans Saints, 27. Detroit, 70% chance of winning. New Orleans, 29% chance of winning. Let's look at starts for this one. Starts, I would start Jahmyr Gibbs. I expect a huge week out of Gibbs and Montgomery. They're going to want to run the ball a lot. Detroit goes off typically with the run game in indoor stadiums. Goff does struggle on the road. He would be a sit for me. I would not start Jared Goff this week, but I would definitely start Gibbs. I would definitely start Montgomery. I think Laporta would be an okay start, but not a great start. So that's what I would have to say for that. Sits, I would also sit wide receiver Chris Olave. He's been struggling as of late, and I don't think he's going to have a good week this week. I actually play against him, so I probably shouldn't be biased, but I don't think Olave has a big week. He's going to come back and bite me now because I said that. I guarantee it. A good start, I think, for the Saints is going to be Alvin Kamara. I think Kamara has a big week, that's for sure. Give me Kamara. I would sit the Saints defense, that's for sure. I don't think they're going to be a good start this week. So sit the Saints defense if you can. Those are my starts and sits for that one. Now on to the next one, Arizona and Pittsburgh. Of course, I'm going to defer on my score prediction until Steelers game day pregame, so that will be out on Sunday morning. So definitely please take a look at that one if you can on Sunday. But anyway, though, I'm just going to do my starts and sits for this game now. A good start for this one for Pittsburgh. I think Jaylen Warren is going to have a huge day on Sunday. Definitely start Jaylen Warren, that's for sure. I think Pat Freiermuth bounces back for Pittsburgh. That is for sure. I think Muth has a big day. I think they're going to go less this game to Deontay Johnson because of his actions last week. So I don't know how much they're going to throw to him this week. After that, I think Deontay Johnson would be a good option to sit this week. A good start I have, though, for Arizona is running back James. Is he playing this week or is DeMarcado? Any Cardinals running back. Let me just check my league to see if James Conner's back. I think he is, but I'm not certain. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah, James Conner is back this week. Very good start this week. So definitely start James Conner. That's for sure. The Pick Kid returns home to Pittsburgh. Sits for the Cardinals. I would not really want to start Kyler Murray this week. I think the Steelers defense gets the best of him early and often. So sit Kyler Murray. And I don't expect them to throw the ball to the tight end a lot this week. So therefore I would sit Trey McBride. So there's my start sits for that one. We'll go over that on Sunday, the prediction. Indianapolis Colts and Tennessee Titans. This will be a close game for sure. I typically pick Tennessee in this one. However, given the lack of production and the lack from Tennessee, they barely did beat Carolina on their home field. I cannot pick Titans in this one. I'm going Colts, baby. Give me the Colts, 28-20. Indianapolis, 58% chance of victory. Titans, 41% chance of victory. Starts for the Colts. Start Zach Moss. He's going to go off this week. This has been a great year for him so far. Start Zach Moss, that is for sure. Also start Derrick Henry. He's going to have a big week for sure. And so will Michael Pittman Jr. of the Colts. Start those three names. Both starting running backs and Pittman Jr. are my starts for the week for this one. My sits for the week for this one, I definitely sit D-Hop. I don't think Will Levis is going to have an appetite to throw in this game. Therefore, I would sit D-Hop and all Titans pass catchers. I would also sit quarterback Gardner Minshew if you get the chance. If you have a better quarterback than him, I don't think Minshew Mania works out this week. Those are my only sits for this game. Sit Minshew and sit D-Hop. Chargers and the Patriots here. Definitely an interesting one for sure. Patriots blew last week. Had the chance to tie it, send it to overtime, possibly win that game in Foxborough against the LA Chargers. They failed to do that. The Chargers had a chance to beat the Ravens 2 at home. They failed to do that. So these are teams that have both massively underperformed this year. Chargers 4-7, Patriots 2-10. Both not very good teams. Bound to be a very boring game. At least the Patriots are wearing those red classic uniforms. That might be the only thing that makes this game interesting. So that's all I have to say about that. In the end, I think the Chargers are definitely going to win. Chargers 24, Patriots 10. That's my final score. LA Chargers 68% chance of victory. Patriots 31% chance of victory. Let's look at potential starts and sits for this one. For the Chargers, I would definitely start wide receiver Keenan Allen. I think he's going to have a big day for sure. Other than Allen, I don't think there's many good starts or sits in this game. Or starts in this game. Just don't. Here, I'll throw one out there. He's not going to have a big day, but he'll do better than average. Devontae Parker. Is he? I don't even know if he's healthy. I think he is. Devontae Parker. Yeah, he is. Sorry about that. I just want to confirm the player was healthy. I would start Devontae Parker. He'll do better than average. And Stevenson, if he's healthy too, it'd be an also a really good start. Just want to confirm his health. Yeah, he is. Sorry, I just thought a couple. I don't know why, but I just thought a couple of these guys were not healthy that are. Fortunately, they're healthy, so it's all good. All right, we got Keenan Allen, Devontae Parker, Ramondre Stevenson as our starts for this one. The sits, I would probably sit Justin Herbert. I play against him in one league, so again, I'm probably being a little biased. I play against Eckler in both my leagues, though, so I have no comment on him. I'm not going to be even more biased. Another guy I would sit, obviously, is quarterback Mac Jones, if he even is on fantasy rosters. He's pretty irrelevant at this point. And I would sit also all other Chargers receivers and all Patriots receivers. Quinn Johnson's been a massive disappointment this year. That upsets me. So here's the start-sit lineup. The starts. Start Keenan Allen. Start Devontae Parker. Start Ramondre Stevenson this week. Your sits. Quarterback Justin Herbert. Sit him. Mac Jones, obviously. Sit him or cut him. All Patriots receivers and all Chargers receivers not named Keenan Allen. Sit all those guys. So, yeah. Now on to Atlanta and the Jets. We're moving quickly here. This is another one I think an upset can happen. I think the Jets are not, or I think the Falcons are vulnerable. They're not solid. I think a lot's going on in Atlanta. They're going for a lot of chains and stuff like that. I think the Jets capitalize on it. I think Tim Boyle has a nice day, and I think the Jets get the job done here. Give me Jets 17, Falcons 14. Jets have a 50% chance of winning according to me. Falcons 49%. Now let's go into your start sits. Start both defenses. That's the first thing I want to say in a low-scoring game like this. You always want to start any defense possible. Start the Falcons defense. Start the Jets defense. But I do think, though, Garrett Wilson, I think this is his big day. I think he gets a touchdown and then some extra yardage. So I think Garrett Wilson has a big day. I also think Bijan Robinson is going to have a huge day for Atlanta. They love to run the ball. Hopefully they don't give it to Algier a lot. So start Robinson by any means. Sits for this game, it's obvious you sit both quarterbacks. I would also sit Drake London. I think the Jets defense is going to handle him very well. He had a good week last week, but I think the Jets defense will play much better against him. Sit London. Also sit Kyle Pitts. No need to start him. They're coming off big weeks. They don't do it back-to-back weeks. Sit Pitts. I would also sit Breece Hall. I don't think the Jets are going to want to run the ball a lot in this one. I just don't. So, sit Breece Hall, that's for sure. That's all I have to say about that. Anyway, your starts, both defenses, Garrett Wilson and Bijan Robinson are your starts. Your sits are Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and Hall. Breece Hall. Next up here, we are going to go to our nation's capital, Miami and Washington. Yeah, this is a pretty easy game to pick. In the end, I'm going to take Miami in this one. Give me the Dolphins, 38-24. Miami, 97% chance of victory. Commanders, 2% chance of victory. Easily, let's go to our start sits here. This will be a quick one. Start Tua Tagovailoa. He's going to go off this week. I'm expecting 30-some points from him against the Commanders. Start Tyreek Hill. This is going to be his best. And this is my bold prediction for the week. Tyreek Hill is bound to have his best game of the season. Is that right then? Best game of the year for sure. I would definitely start Tyreek. And also a good start this week to make would be Raheem Mostert. I think he's going to be good for sure. He'll go off this week. A good start, too, on the Washington end of things is scary Terry McLaurin. I think he'll have 2 touchdowns in this one. I think he gets the best of the Dolphins, but it's not enough. So, Terry McLaurin, good start. Let's look at Tyreek Hill's best game of the year first, because I had said that. It's going to be his best game of the year. So it's been all downhill since week 1 where he had 44.5 points. I'm going to go, in my 1 week, I'm going to go big. I'm going to say he gets at least the big 5-0 in this one. Yes, it is pushing it, that's for sure. But it's against the Commanders. This Dolphins offense is explosive. It's way too fast. Tyreek Hill will get 50 points in this one league. And I think Tua will get 45. It's going to be a big day for Tyreek Hill. Just, if you play against him, I feel sorry for you. That's all I have to say. Big day for him. Sits in this one, I would consider sitting both defenses. And that's about it. One other sit I would have for this one is Curtis Samuel. I don't think Curtis Samuel is going to go off this week at all. But other than those two, both the defenses and Curtis Samuel. This is going to be a high offensive class, so start anybody and everybody from this class. So, yeah. Now on to Denver at Houston. I think this will be a nail-biting game for sure. This is a big game for the playoff race. Both these teams are playing very good football right now. Denver is coming on. They're on a 5-game win streak. Sean Payton's brought them back to relevance. Houston's also doing special things of their own. D'Amico Ryans, C.J. Stroud, who's very good. They're on a tear down in H-Town right now. I think this one's going to be very close. However, the Broncos are on a win streak. The Broncos are playing better football right now. I'm taking the Broncos in this one. Give me Denver 27, Texans 24. Denver 54% chance of victory, Texans 45% chance of victory in this one. Starts for this game, I think Russell Wilson has a nice week this week. I would definitely consider at the least starting Russell Wilson. Another big guy, obviously, C.J. Stroud. I would start C.J. Stroud. I think Jerry Jeudy has a nice day this week. I think this is his breakout week. Give me Jerry Jeudy in the starting position. And for Houston, I do expect Nico Collins this week, not Tank Dell, to have the big week. But still start Tank Dell. Sits for this one, I'd sit Javonte Williams. I don't think he's going to have a big week this week. I just don't. So sit Javonte Williams. And sit Dalton Schultz. I don't think Schultz is going to have a huge game against Denver. I mean, Hawkinson only put up 9 points against them a couple weeks ago. Kelsey only had one good week against them because Taylor Swift was there. So I don't think Dalton Schultz is going to have a big week. So just sit Javonte and sit Dalton Schultz. However, you need to start Russell Wilson, C.J. Stroud, Jerry Jeudy, and Nico Collins. Now it's some 4 o'clock action here. We're going to start in Tampa Bay. Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think I'm going to regret having the probabilities as low as I do for this one. This is definitely a game Carolina can win. Obviously, you all know what I say. The first game after making a big change, the team typically wins. Carolina fired Frank Reich earlier this week. And I'm going to get into the reason why I think they'll win, or why I think they have a legit chance of winning. And that's because it's a new design. Tampa Bay has nothing on film of head coach Chris Tabor. He's going to throw out a whole different strategy, I think. Obviously, Thomas Brown's going to call plays. There'll be somewhat of consistency there. However, I don't think it's going to be the same old, same old. Obviously not. So Carolina does have a legit chance at winning. But in the end, I think Tampa's going to get the job done. Buccaneers 28, Panthers 17 is my score prediction. I think I'm going to regret this probability so bad. Tampa Bay 89% chance of winning, Carolina 10% chance of winning. I felt like I had to give them that much because of the way Carolina has played this year. It's been horrible. That's all I have to say about that. Starts of the week for Carolina, I would start... No, what? I'd actually start Miles Sanders this week. I think they're going to want to run the ball more. I'd actually start Sanders this week. He might have a big week. You never know. Carolina has no over starts. One start that I would make is Baker Mayfield for Tampa Bay. Now into the Tampa Bay side. Let's start Baker Mayfield for Tampa. And let's also start Mike Evans for Tampa. He's been hot. I think the hot streak continues. Start Evans. And also start Rachaad White. He'd be a good one too. Sits of the week now. I would definitely consider sitting Adam Thielen. He's struggled. He's not doing anything. Sit Thielen. Also sit Chris Godwin. It's going to be a rough week for him. And I think this Panthers defense obviously will get torched. So sit them too. Starts of the week, Miles Sanders, Baker Mayfield, Rachaad White, and Mike Evans. I would sit Thielen, Godwin, and the Panthers defense. Now on to this one. This is a big class in our AFC North. Cleveland Browns head out to LA to take on the Rams. Pittsburgh can pass them this week, take a 1-game lead over them if they lose, if the Rams win and the Steelers beat the Cardinals at home. So that'll definitely be interesting for sure. Hopefully the Rams win. However, I don't think the Rams will win. I have to take Cleveland in this one. Give me the Browns 21, Rams 17. It'll be a defensive battle, but yeah. Cleveland, I have them at a 58% chance of winning. Rams, 41% chance of winning. Starts for this game, I would definitely start the running back, Jerome Ford. I'm not starting him in my league just because he struggled last week and I have better options, but start Ford. Start Amari Cooper. And I think they're going to want to throw, I think the Rams, this is a vice versa change. The Rams are going to throw their tight end a lot this week. Start Ty Higbee. Sorry, I just got a notification on my phone about something from the news, so that's why I was glancing over there. So start Tyler Higbee. Sits of the week. I would definitely sit Njoku. I don't think he struggled last week. I don't think he's going to have a big week this week. This is another very biased one because I play against him. But I'd sit Cooper Kupp. And I'm also going to throw a weird one out there. I'm going to sit my guy too. My Rams receiver too. Because I play against Kupp. I do have a Rams receiver too, his counterpart. And I'm going to sit him too. Puka Nacua. I think the Browns defense will own these two. That's why I think they're in for a lot to Higbee. I think it's going to be a big day for Higbee. Not a big day for Nacua and Kupp. So therefore, my starts of the week are Jerome Ford, Amari Cooper, and Tyler Higbee. My sets of the week are Njoku, Kupp, and Nacua. So that's my predictions for that. 3 more games to go. They're all big ones, and we're going to start here with the game of the week. One of the biggest showdowns of the year. The San Francisco 49ers and Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC Championship rematch. Here is why it's so big. Number one, it's a rematch of the title game last year. It's obviously a big deal. Number two, San Francisco's 8-3 right now. Philly is 10-1. If San Francisco wins this, that puts them 1 game behind. Philly goes to Dallas after this, where I think it's almost certain they will lose to Dallas in Dallas, considering the way the last game went. San Francisco goes home to host Seattle. San Francisco with a win. If they win this one, on Tuesday, December the 12th, we will be almost certainly discussing the number 1 seed, San Francisco 49ers. Again, if they find a way to win this one. This game is so huge for them. If Philly wins this game, Philly will basically put San Francisco between a rock and a hard place in terms of this season. They're not going to win the NFC regular season if they lose this game. This game has so many massive implications for both the 49ers and the Eagles. It will be close. It will come down to the wire. It's going to truly be the best game of the year we watched to date. I think the Philadelphia Eagles at home are a little bit of a better team. I think they barely find a way to get the job done in this one. Philly 28, San Francisco 24. Philly, I have you at a 51% chance of winning this game. San Fran, I have you guys at a 48% chance of winning. This game is so exciting to me because it's going to be the best game of the year. I already can't wait. Starts for this one. This is going to be a good one. Debo. I think Debo's going to go off this week. Philly hasn't been the best against certain receivers. I think Debo is really going to get the best out of them. Start Debo. Another start I would make is Brock Purdy. I think he gets revenge for last year's championship game. I think they're going to start Brock Purdy. He's going to do very well this week. I cannot say start or sit CMC. I think he's going to have an average week this week. I definitely wouldn't sit him, but he's not a must start this week. So you decide on CMC. Starts for Philly. I would start Devonta Smith, I think he's going to go off. I think he's going to torch the secondary. Same with A.J. Brown. I think those two are going to be way too much for this 49er secondary. That's what's going to cost them in the end. Sits in this one, I would sit. Again, Jalen Hurts, he's going to go off this week but not produce like he typically does just because it's San Fran and their San Fran defense. I would sit both defenses. That's really all I would sit. I would probably sit the Dallas Goedert or Eagles. Is Dallas Goedert? I think he's healthy now because I saw him play last week. Saying he could return. So, Eagles tight end. We'll just put it that. All Eagles tight ends, I would sit them. And that's it. That's really it for sits. Kansas City and Green Bay. Now, you might think this is an easy one to predict. However, I don't think it is. Green Bay's hot. They're playing their best football now. They're coming off 2 wins. One over the Chargers, another on the road against quality Detroit team. I think Green Bay can pull off this upset. I really do. And this is going to be another one. You know I already picked the Seahawks to win this weekend in an upset. I already picked the Jets to win this weekend in an upset. I'm going to put the cherry on top of this upset cake here. And I'm going to pick the biggest upset of the week and one of the biggest upsets of the year. I'm taking the Green Bay Packers in an upset here. Give me Packers 24, Chiefs 20. Green Bay, I viewed a 50% chance of winning. Kansas City, 49% chance of winning. My starts for the week. Start the Packers defense. I think they're going to play their tails off. I think it's going to be a phenomenal game for them. That is for sure. I also would like to start Isaiah Pacheco. I think Pacheco is going to have a huge day. They're going to want to run the ball a lot. It's going to be called. They're going to want to run it. Start also Travis Kelce. I think Kelce bounces back this week. I think he's a very good start. He's reliable. He'll get 15, 20 points this week. Start Kelce. My sits for the week. I would definitely sit Rashee Rice. Sit Rice. Oh, one more start too. I think Jayden Reed has a big week. Jayden Reed. Sit Christian Watson. I know he's had a rough year, so you might say, Mason, this is obvious, but sit Watson. And I'd also sit Luke Musgrave. I think he's going to be one you want to sit this week. Sit Musgrave for sure. And I think this Chiefs defense gets outgained tremendously, so don't start him, but don't sit him. I don't know. You make that call too, just like CMC and Hurts. Starts of the week. Packers defense. Pacheco, Kelce, and Jayden Reed. Those are my must starts. Your sits. Sit Rashee Rice. Sit Christian Watson. And sit Luke Musgrave. Last game of the week now. We got Jaguars and the Bengals. I think the Bengals are struggling. It's not going to be a good week for them. I think it's going to be a tough one to win. I'm taking Jacksonville. Give me Jacksonville 28, Bengals 17. Jacksonville 65% chance of victory this week. Bengals 35% chance of victory this week as I set the computer because I'm getting ready to leave. So, my must starts of the week. Pretty obvious. Start Trevor Lawrence. He's finally kicking it into full gear. Start Trevor. Also start this week. I think he's going to have a big week too. He's been struggling as of late, but I think he bounces back. Travis Etienne. Start Etienne. And also, I'm not starting him because I have too many reliable options, but I think it'd be a good start this week. I would if I could. Calvin Ridley. He's been hot. Start Calvin Ridley. I wouldn't start any Bengals this week. I'd sit Chase. I think the Jaguars secondary will own him. So sit Chase. I'd sit Joe Mixon too. I don't think he does anything. And one Jaguar I would sit is the tight end, Evan Ingram. I don't see too much coming out of him, that's for sure. Sit Ingram. So start Lawrence, start Etienne, start Ridley, sit Chase, sit Mixon, and sit Evan Ingram. So that's all I would do. All right, I'm going to go through now and tell you which game I believe. I do this, I know, at the end of every single episode. Which game I believe has the best likelihood of ending in a tie. I'm sorry I forgot this last week. Thank goodness we haven't had any ties yet this year. Let's keep it that way, please. I think the Chargers and the Patriots. I think that's a game that is possibly heading towards ending in a tie. If any game will end in a tie, it will be that one. Another good one, Colts Titans. I could see those two ending in a tie. Or Falcons Jets. That's about it. Every other game I think is safe from not ending in a tie. Just real quickly, I'll go through the must starts this week, the best starts of the week for fantasy. Out of all the guys I talked about, Jahmyr Gibbs is a great start. Freiermuth is a great start. Pittman's going to be a great start. Keenan Allen will be. Bijan Robinson will be a great start. Tyreek Hill, he's going to be the best start of the year, I think. I think Jerry Jeudy going to be a good one. Miles Sanders. Mari Cooper. I think A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith are going to be amazing starts. Kelsey will be a very good one, and so will Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoy this week of football. Have a good one. Take care. Stay safe. Pray for Israel. And as always, peace. See you guys later.